I'm on early. Welcome, guys. Welcome to another Saturday Live of the 3 Year Beard. Um, you guys don't know my name. My name is Justin. If you didn't know, now you know. So, anywho, the reason why I'm doing this live early is because I'm going on a day trip with my family, my wife and my daughter. And it's a lights festival, so it's a little bit of a drive, and we got to get there. So, I don't know if I have any time later tonight to go do a live, but I don't want to have to worry about that. I'm going to be on vacation, a little day vacation, so I'm just going to get this out of the way as much as I can. And yeah, enjoy the rest of the day like you guys are going to do. But yeah, I haven't put in any beard butter or beard balm. Uh, don't mind this little Murgatroyd right there. It's already been popped. So yeah, I still get pimples, guys. I'm like 41 years old. So hey, it's just the luck of the cards. Anywho, I'm gonna put in some beard butter by Weatherbeard, and this is a brand for beards, beard grooming, beard products, and it's a great product. I really like it because it uses 100% natural oils that actually have been scientifically proven to nourish and strengthen your beard. It's not going to be like a miracle cure. It's there's a growth stimulator formula, and it's basically the peppermint and rosemary that helps stimulate it, the follicles while you're sleeping. But aside from that, it's just, healthy oils that are made for your beard, natural. And who couldn't say, like, hey, I use really good products that actually, help my beard instead of like the cosmetics of it. There's a lot of beard companies out there that end up, using the cosmetics as like, extra scents, artificial stuff just to kind of like, save money. But Weatherbeard is a great product, 100% natural, all natural oils that you can, read on the back. It's basically just, that's pretty much the ingredients for this beard butter. But beard oils are great, great scents, great smells. I've been using that, so I'm really happy to be working with, Weatherbeard. So if you guys are interested, just check out Weatherbeard. They have great products, and yeah, I can't speak enough about them, about how great they are. So yeah, great product speaks good results, right? So with that being said, I'm going to put some beard butter on, and this is just the unscented. I put some oil in. Uh, there's a beard oil called Hinoki Heights. It's a scent that's using all natural oils. Like, it's got like basically like a sweet pine scent, like with a hint of wood in the background. But yeah, I'm gonna put some beard butter on. If you guys haven't seen me groom my beard, this is what it looks like. I'll probably do like another live where I can just like start from the beginning, maybe in the bathroom, just kind of like give you guys an idea about my routine. But basically, you probably have seen some of the videos that I've been posting lately about Weatherbeard and using their products. So if you're ever interested, just check out those videos. And that's pretty much my routine to groom and maintain this beard. And it's already May. It's like it's already May, so it's like coming into the fifth month, the start of the fifth month of growing this 3 year beard. I'm really excited because it just reminds me, the last time I grew this beard for that long, I was really enjoying it. And, there are some awkward phases, in between the growth, which is fine. Depending on what kind of beard you have, you definitely, just need to push through that awkward phase, and you'd be surprised what kind of a beard, looks, how differently your beard looks, right? So, yeah, just putting in the beard butter, which is locking in the moisture. I already put beard oil. I washed it. I conditioned it. And, you just want to go light in because basically you're just trying to lock in the moisture from the outside of your beard from in. You're not necessarily trying to, lock in the moisture within your follicles on the skin. That's for the beard oil. So I like to do this because my beard is nice and thick and bushy. So, but basically, you're going to need a paper towel after. because, or if you're really good, sometimes you could just like run it through your hair and just maybe, because it is kind of like a just natural oil base, so you can kind of like rub your skin on it. Uh, this is not related because I always get pimples no matter what, and I just started a new job as a rehabilitation technician. So for some reason, everyone seems to be like bringing in pastries and cakes, and I'm not used to eating cakes and pastries. Usually, when that happens, like extra sugar, extra pastries, extra sugary glazes, man, it's so delicious, but it just doesn't do well on my skin. My skin is kind of like a almost not perfect at all. In fact, when I went to the dermatologist when I was like 16, because I had a really bad breakout, and for the longest time, I had like pimples all over, even on my back and my chest. And I was just like overly productive oils. But the dermatologist told me that I have retarded pores. And I was like taken back. Back in the day, no one cared about that word, but, it was just like that's the layman's terms of the technical term that I can't think about right now. So I don't have great, pores. So I always end up getting like the same types of pimples either on one side or the other. It's probably because of my pillow or something, but for a while when I don't eat a bunch of like foods like pastries and cakes and candies, my skin does pretty well. I can outlast the amount of breakouts that I usually get when I'm not on that diet. So, anywho, guys, thank you guys for joining in. I know it's a little bit early. Again, I have to go on a day trip, and I'm excited. It's the Lights Festival, just in on the edge of Nevada, and it's just celebrating the times of, I don't know what it is, but like it's like a bunch of people just lighting off lanterns and sending it into the air. So I'm really excited. I've never done that before, so it's going to be fun with my family, and I just want to get this out of the way so I can just focus on that for the rest of the night. And yeah, just enjoy the rest of the weekend just like you guys are. But let's get into the bearded legend of the week. Today's bearded legend is Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves, guys, I mean, he didn't really start out as one of a bearded legend. In fact, as you probably know of Keanu Reeves, he's been in the things like The Matrix. Before that, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure or Bogus Journey. He's been in so many other films without the beard. In fact, now, because he's been in John Wick, he's kind of known for having a beard now, which is kind of interesting. I'm trying to stall a little bit because I forgot to preset this monitor, and it's probably because of the paper towels in the way of the sensor. You know how it is. But yeah, basically, Keanu Reeves is, again, not really known for having a beard, but because of a one movie that ended up blowing up his career even more, even after The Matrix. Everybody's seen John Wick, right? John Wick 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All the John Wicks are going to continue to keep growing because this guy has built a legacy, not just off of his career, but his beard. And yeah, you wouldn't have known, but this is what he looked like before in his early career, and this is what he looks like now. And it's pretty cool. I got to give it to the guy because he is just not only well rounded, he's almost like, first seen like a goofball because he was in Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Yeah, radical! Awesome! Rufus! Okay, for some reason, my TV is not working at all. Like, I don't know what it's doing. Oh, because I didn't turn it on. I didn't turn it on. My TV has this thing where like it doesn't completely shut off. It just goes offline, but it's still like considered on. So when I try to press the buttons thinking it's still on, it's not on. It's off. But here, let me just, my goodness. I'm having a good day today. I'm excited. Okay, here we go. All right. Now that I got that out of the way. um again, recognizable for his modern full beard look, especially in John Wick. He represents consistency, humility, and quiet strength. Oh man, you've seen him in all these videos and all these interviews on these talk shows, you know, people want to treat him as like he's kind of a, you know, not to be taken seriously. But over time, he just decided to change his own persona, his own ability to see how others see him in terms of how he acts. This guy is an awesome guy. I mean, not only is like he humble, but he's also generous too. He ended up like I think after the Matrix 1 or 2, like he ended up gifting a motorcycle to the entire crew, you know, or something along the lines. But he's definitely a very generous guy. He's very humble. He's got a lot of humility. And if you don't think he's got a lot of humility, I mean, look at this guy. I don't even know if this is the well, this is here. Let me zoom in on that. Look at him. Look at that beard. I mean, I don't even know if that's like entirely true, if it's just all makeup, because like you see him in one shot, he's just like walking onto the set, and now he's transformed into this big old beard, which he kind of looks like a MMA fighter or something, or along the lines, he's just one of those like bodybuilders. Eats steak and eggs all day. But yeah, generally this is his natural look for his beard. It's not all filled in, which is a good testament that no matter how filled in your beard is, you could still have a great looking beard. And I think I touched based on that the last stream. So don't worry about if your beard ain't patchy or if it ain't, you know, looking the way that you want it to. Try to, you know, experiment with it. Like I said, there are many different awkward phases. If you keep going back to my videos from when I first started this, there's a bunch of awkward looking phases. So, hey, it's just a testament that just keep going. If you're growing a beard right now, keep going. You know, see how long it takes you, see how far it takes you to the point where it's like, oh, this is a little unbearable, you know? Because there's always a tipping point, you know? It takes a lot of courage and a lot of guts to grow a beard, even if it is like, you know, as small as, or even as patchy, or even as like thick as this one, you know. But again, he looks like he can grow out his beard pretty well. This is on 26%. Let me zoom in on that. Whoa, whoa. Yeah, I mean, look at him. He's just like an awesome example of no matter what kind of beard you have, as long as you make it your own, you make it your little bit of your identity, I guess. But that's not your entire identity, but it is an accentuating accessory on your identity. So have fun with it, you know, explore, experiment. And I'm trying to snapshot that one I'm looking at the chat every once in a while, but I'm trying to look at that Cantonese looking symbol. Like everyone seems to be putting that there, but I don't know what it is. And when I tried to go back on these comments and, you know, review these last streams, I can't even find it. But I don't know if it's my phone doing that or if it's something that, you know, that I can't look after I, you know, go back and see the lives. If that makes any sense. It's this Cantonese looking, you know, here, I'm gonna draw it. I'm gonna draw it right now because I want you to see what I see. Because when you go back and you see these videos, you can't see it. All right, so it looks here. I got a little piece of paper. It's an envelope, but it's still a piece of paper. Okay, so this. Okay, I'm not a pretty good calligraphist, or however you say it, but it looks here. And let me bold it up. I'm gonna bolden it so you can see more of what it is. I'm really interested in what this is, what this means, because it's like it looks like like an Asian symbol with like, that's what it looks like if you flip it over, you know, because for some reason I use like the front side of my camera and somehow it just flips it, and I don't know how to. Oh wait, can I flip it? No, I can't do that. You just saw the other side, which is basically a bunch of studio stuff with puppets on the other side. But yeah, this is kind of what it looks like. And maybe if I actually invert it here, maybe I can do that here. I can actually like, you know, flip it myself. I'm just really interested in this. Sorry about this because I've always been wondering what this is, and I've been looking up on Google Like, does it mean hi? Does it mean what? Something. Um, there we go. All right. I think I flipped it well enough. Looks like that. Relatively like that. I mean, there's a little bit more of a, thing in the middle, like kind of like goes like this a little bit, like that. Kind of like this. There's like a small capital A underneath this or on the side of it. I don't know what that is. Please tell me what this is. Tell me what that is. I mean, I'll probably chat GBT it later, but anyways. Going back to John Wick or Keanu Reeves. Three solid facts I wanna drop to you guys about Keanu. Again, his name, his beard, and his legacy is all been pretty much started through John Wick series. I mean, yeah, he had like a few other videos and films that he was in, but he's more widely known for the John Wick beard, which doesn't look like this. It looks like this. Let me go into this one. Yeah. I need 200% this. Yeah. That's a little grainy, but hopefully it doesn't look grainy on this end. But yeah, he's also known for being one of the most humble celebrities despite massive success, which I kind of touched based on earlier. He keeps it simple, consistent look, no overcomplication, guys. My whole point, don't overcomplicate things. Sometimes, just passing through the awkward phase maybe look a little bit better. But yeah, hey, if you are just meant for that type of short, beard that is, easily manageable, you could just wake up. It's almost like having short hair on top of the head, right? You don't need to like, do much to it. You just like, clean it and then you're off to go do whatever. You're off to work and everything. Um, so yeah, the perfect tie-in for this beard of Keanu Reeves is consistency beats attention. Hope that makes sense to you guys. But yeah, it's a great thing that Keanu Reeves is a part of this because I've always been influenced by his movies and his type of almost stoic practices. He's so stoic, he's so just calm and collected and cool. People have come up to him and tried to argue with him, and he's even made it a point where don't argue with people. If 1 + 1 = 3 to them, just agree. Just say, okay, you're right, and then walk away. Because does it really matter about your opinion to be right over someone who is not going to listen to what's true, right? That's the basic, principle of stoicism is don't overstress yourself because a lot of the times you can't control anything around you. I mean, the only thing that you can control is how you react to things. That's why I like, a little bit of stoicism. I also like different other practices, like the cosmic, whatever, beliefs that you all believe in. I'm a little bit open to pretty much everything. So I think that's, something to just open yourself up to experiences and different ideas. And that way you keep yourself more humble and more humility with more humility as you keep going in life. That's my, thing that I like to do. That's my um, thingy. But yeah, so I'm going to go in the chat. Thank you again for Keanu Reeves' contribution as the bearded legend of the week. And yeah, he's going to continue his legacy with, such grace. Not a lot of celebrities can do that, the way he did. So he's a great example of aging gracefully with, I mean, he's not canceled at all, right? Many other celebrities, they get canceled. They do something crazy and wild and suddenly they lose their fan base. But it doesn't seem like John Wick or his character, John Wick, is going to, have any problems with that. Keanu Reeves is not going to have any issues. He's always going to continue to evolve and, almost expand his brand as he just continues to be Keanu. Keanu! All right, let me go up and say hi to the chat. I got to get ready soon because I got to check the car and everything just to get everything ready. We're bringing snacks and stuff. Tig, hello from Australia. Awesome. Dude, Australians, they can have good beards. The Aborigines and, all the people there, they just have some good beard genes. So, hey, how you doing? Welcome from America. Um, anything for hair growth? Well, again, I already packed up something, but I can probably take it out just so I can show you. There is a growth stimulator formula from Weatherbeard, and I've been using that late at night just because it has been proven scientifically to stimulate the follicles when you're sleeping with just natural oils like rosemary and peppermint oil. So here's what it is. You get a little bit of a beard growth wash, and that just kind of helps exfoliate the beard and the follicles and the skin, so that way you can open up to a good stimulator oil to apply afterwards. And again, it is basically, I mean, pumpkin seed oil, castor oil, black seed oil, tamu oil, essential oils like peppermint, rosemary, cedarwood, lavender, black spruce, and blue cypress right here. See? I can't even okay, well, can't zoom in too much on that, but yeah, this is what I use as a beard growth stimulator. There's no real growth, formula that, that you can get out there in the beard industry products, because the only reason why is there's not a lot of like tinctures out there that actually have been proven to grow and stimulate beard oil, aside from the essential oils that are used in these products in Weatherbeard. So I like to use Weatherbeard because of that reason. It's been scientifically proven that many essential oils have been shown to promote a lot of our natural, physiology in terms of stimulating things with like for follicles and beard growth and stuff. But it's not going to create new hairs where there's not. It's not going to fill in the patches. But again, as I go back into a video that I've already made, I made for a product specifically for this beard growth stimulator. It will just promote your current follicles to stimulate more and strengthen more as you continue to use it. So I like this. Definitely pick it up. It doesn't compromise the quality, so that's why it's a high quality product, as opposed to compared to some other beard companies that just use synthetic stuff and synthetic oils to kind of keep down the costs. You know what I mean? This company doesn't compromise that. It is all natural, 100% oils that everyone can read, instead of like the really really long words that like no one really understands, dihydros, so something whatever. But yeah, I've been using this and I've been really happy with it. It's a good smell, a lot of like peppermint, woody, minty flavor, not flavors, scents and everything. So yeah, Weatherbeard is a great product, and I urge you guys to check it out because it is a good product for the long run. And you don't need too much on your beard because it just does the trick. It makes it a good product, and you can kind of see the results. But yeah, let me go back into the chat. And hey, Santa, where's my gift? Well, are you good? Are you good? Have you been good? I mean, I don't want to, tell everyone out there in the world, whoever's watching this, and say that you're not good or you are good. So I'm going to leave it up to you. But hey, if you're good this year, hey, young Santa might come over and get you a gift. You want an Xbox? You want a PS5 or something? Here, just you wait. Man, that'll be awesome. Like Santa's like he's actually a secret guy, but like he just like poses as some regular dude with like a nice looking beard. But that would be cool. Suddenly he just like starts to come in as a natural. I just want to be a normal dude. I'm just Santa. I just want to be a normal guy, just playing video games and enjoying the rest of the year, aside from being Santa Claus for one day out of the year. And my elves, they want to be like regular people too. They don't want to just be like slaving over toys, making toys all year long. Come on, give them a break. We've been doing this for ever since like the early 1900s, guys. Give us a break. You get new technology now. Here's a digital card. You can purchase something on Amazon. Make it easier. We don't make toys anymore. We just outsource it to Amazon. um, uh, Black Mass Soul, how you doing? Thank you. Congrats, bro. Mr. Yates, super healthy. Haha. I try to keep it healthy. I wash and I condition and I oil every single day. It's been just a nice routine for me. So I'm seeing the results, because if I don't wash my beard, a lot of people say it will make your beard more brittle looking, more drier looking. And it's true, especially for this beard. Mr. Yates, nuts. He says nuts. Nuts about what? uh, KG, damn, that sucks. Well, I don't know what sucks, but yeah, sometimes things can suck. But you know what doesn't suck? This cup. This cup doesn't suck. Hope that rhymes a little bit. You guys caught that? Anyways, Ashley says, and in the Kellogg's cornflakes advert. I don't know what that means, but I'm not a big fan of Kellogg's cornflakes. I like the sugary flakes. What do you call them? I don't know. It's like the Tony the Tiger stuff, but yeah, I'm not much of a big fan of cereal anymore. I used to love cereal. In fact, here's a little story for you. When I was in 6th or 7th grade, I would always go and ride the bus in the morning to go get to school. But before that, I would wake up at like 12:30, 1 in the morning. I would go downstairs. I would have a bowl of cereal, and I'd watch Scooby Doo almost every single day for probably about a month or two. I just made that a habit for some reason. But little did I know that it was affecting my performance when I was getting to school. I got sent into the guidance counselor's office, and he was like, "Hey, are you doing okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm fine." And he's like, "Yeah, because the science teacher in the morning said that you kept coming in with bloodshot eyes and a little bit of irritability. You didn't want to talk much, so it looks like you were kind of on drugs." And I'm like, "No, I haven't been on drugs." And I told him the story, and he's like, "Ha, that's really funny, watching Scooby-Doo and having a bowl of cereal for about a month. You probably shouldn't do that anymore because that's disrupting your sleep." And I'm like, "Oh, what?" So I trusted him, and my sleep got better and my performance got better, and I didn't get sent to the guidance counselor's office anymore. So that's a funny story for you guys. I don't know if it's funny, but yeah, that is a true story. Uh, JB gets wrecked. How you doing? Um, Santos, Jesus loves you and he died for your sins. Yes, yes. And I'm glad you're, mentioning that. That's good because Jesus is king, right? Just keep that in mind. Jesus is in your heart. Your heart has a spark. So just continue to grow that and you will be talking to Jesus and God. Hey, I didn't say that. Other people have said that, but I know it's true. So thank you for mentioning that, Santos. David says, hello, my bearded brother is from Switzerland. Oh, nice. Got people from Switzerland, from Australia. Hey, I'm enjoying these lives because it's fun just, seeing people coming in from different countries, probably from different origins of bearded genes. And hope you have a fantastic bearded day. If you have a beard, keep on bearding on. David also says hi. Well, sorry, I already said hi, but thank you for saying hi. Shawnee says, did Jesus have a beard? Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. In probably the absent 13th years, I don't think he had a beard because he probably was really young. But I mean, when he came out, with a care I think he came out like in Israel with like riding a donkey or something, and that was when he came after he was like 33 or something, or I don't know, but yeah, there was a few absent years of Jesus Christ, and he came in with a beard, right? Which is kind of funny, huh? Huh? Keanu Reeves is not Jesus, but hey, I'm pretty sure he does a lot of things very similar to how Jesus would act. So it's something to be said. We can all be like Jesus. We can all behave like with good intentions. So hey, something to think about. But I'm not trying to force anyone to do anything. So, but yeah, uh, Aravind says, "Hi mate, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm just about to get ready to go on a day trip. An hour away, and enjoy the festivities just for a day. And yeah, it'll be fun. I'm gonna enjoy it because I haven't done a lot of things. I just kind of stay home and I keep to my projects. I do yard work. That's what I do, and I keep a nice moderate life. Within these videos that I like posting, which I think it's fun. I don't try to take too much seriousness behind it because I know I'm just posting every day, and then I try to just let people know my experience and maybe even inspire others who want to grow beards. And I forgot that I was supposed to hit this with the boar brush. Hit it with the boar's brush. If you guys ever saw the videos of me, plugging some beard products, that's usually my catchphrase. Hit it with the boar's brush. Eventually, it's not much of a catchphrase, but yeah, I say that a lot. But yeah, it's it's always good to kind of just try to maintain some consistency in life. And usually when it's growing beards or doing a project or keeping things with a steady flow with routine is always good because the body and the brain, they love routine. So if you develop a good habit, good routine, then you're going to be good. You won't be distracted by trying to go out and have fun and have parties. And a lot of that stuff can be distractions. And not to say I'm blocking Keanu. Sorry, Keanu. Not to say that parties and friends and festivities isn't a good thing, but too much of it can not be a good thing, right? It's a balance. So whatever you're doing, if you're going out with friends and partying and drinking and smoking and doing all that, just remember that over time it's gonna hit you and it's gonna hurt you. So just try to balance it. Not every day needs to be like oh my God, this party's gonna be crazy. This party's gonna be crazy. This party's gonna be crazy. It's more like a sustainable type of like energy output. From your body, from your brain, and then every once in a while you could celebrate, yeah. But then get back down to otherwise, if you keep going high, you're gonna hit those lows a lot. That's the kind of experience that I got because I lived it. Back in high school and back in college, I did all that partying, and it was all because I lived on campus. Living on campus can be a good and bad thing because almost living on campus in college almost incentivizes you to kind of day drink and then night drink. And anytime you're not in class, you're going to drink. You know, it's that type of culture that almost becomes a little bit more destructive. And people that see that as a way of destruction will try to not include themselves as much into it because they know that, hey, I want to live to be in a good age where I can still use my body, I can still go on for a run, even in my 50s or 60s or 70s, and so on. There's many healthy people out there that have maintained certain levels of focus and routine, all because they realized, life ain't all about the highs. Life is somewhere in between, and you can maintain a lot more healthy energy function if you're sticking in the middle ground instead of the lows and the highs. Um, I'm reading the chat, but Jordan says, "Hey man, how you doing? Welcome back." Original Whiskers says he's stoned. Well, to each his own, bro. Get stoned, be safe, and enjoy your weekend. But guys, I gotta get going because I gotta, get some things in the car. I gotta get ready. We're gonna be leaving in probably about an hour and a half or so. So I gotta get everything prepared. Me and my wife, we love routine. We love being prepared, and so should you guys. And sometimes maybe, hey, let yourself go a little bit. Not every day is supposed to be a routine. You can. That's how you can discover really good, cool things by maybe even reading a script about the Matrix, or getting an opportunity for a film, or maybe even like finding out, hey, I can actually be good at gardening, or something along the lines where if you just let your mind wander a little bit every once in a while, you'll start to discover really, really cool things about yourself and what you can do to help contribute to a better life, a better society, just better purpose for yourself and others around you. So again, off my soapbox, and I'm going to see you guys tomorrow for another video, and I will see you next weekend with another live for another Bearded Legend of the Week. You guys have a great weekend. I will see you the next time. Have a good one. Bye.